Susul. Welcome to Under the Plumbob, the podcast about all things related to the EA Max's series of games called The Sims. We avoid the real world by talking about our made-up ones. Each episode will focus on one of several rotating themes, including building, gameplay, lore, and more. Today, with Team Cowplant, we're talking about building for non-builders. And we have a little surprise.
Oh my god, is that me?
That's you.
Oh my god, it's me, Julia. Hello.
Surprise!
Surprise!
I'm going to assume that was not announced on social media everywhere, and you totally did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
That we were going to have Julia today.
Absolutely. They don't know.
They don't know.
Nobody knows.
knows.
We sneaky. We sneaky AF.
We're like when they announced Black... no, it's not called the Black Widow. It's Iron Man 2. But, you know, oh my god, she was a super secret agent all this time. Well, we know from the trailer and all the... That's me.
Well, we knew, but we didn't know. Thanks for the confirmation.
We knew, but we didn't know. Yep, that makes sense.
It was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that one coming.
Not at all. So I'm pretty sure you know everybody else that's talking, because if you are made it to this episode and you're listening in order, then you know that we're Team Cowplant / Team Hydrate and Vanity.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Ava.
And
That's
I,
Julia.
of course, it's me.
It's really funny because I pointed like you were there next to me. I was like, "It's Julia."
When I'm there in spirit.
Yeah, she's absolutely right there next to you and not on a different continent at all.
I definitely pointed in the direction of my cat. So
Oh my god, I feel very blessed. Thank you. I love cats.
you're welcome. You don't want to be that cat. She's kind of a bitch. So sorry.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds like me.
So you're saying she's a cat?
She is.
Mm-hmm.
Her birthday was the other day, and she turned 10, guys. Happy birthday, Athena.
Oh, the old lady. Happy birthday, Athena.
That's so cute.
Yeah, Peanut Cat. She got a scratching post. Yeah, that's what we do.
Oh. So, for those who don't know, Julia is from our Twitch stream. So if you're like, that voice sounds really familiar, it's because you've probably heard her voice. And if you haven't heard her voice, then you need to follow us on Twitch and you need to watch our Twitch streams because they're pretty funny and they're pretty cool.
They're amazing.
So this episode is building for dummies, i.e. building for me and Ava.
Great. Yep. No, we will be filling in the roles of the dummies today.
Yeah.
Hi.
Call me Dummy 1. Vanity is Dummy 2.
Dummy
We are at your
2.
service. We're just gonna keep the dumb questions coming today, and it's gonna be great.
Just letting you know.
Well, I'm here for it. Like that's the only reason I'm here, and this is the first time I've ever been called some kind of like knowing person, an expert.
Look at
I'm
you.
very excited for knowing.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know and who haven't watched the streams, even though you totally should, Julia is kind of like a building guru. Like, she does these amazing things with walls and floors that I have never seen before. So, you know, she makes them look good when you put them together, something that I have never achieved before.
It's a miracle. But I did give my firstborn child to Satan, so that's why.
That's how that goes.
The Crossroads Demon? Is that what happened? Oh, man. No one watched Supernatural but me. Okay.
Sorry, Buffy.
Did you make a contract with Balberith? Did he come notarize that shit?
Definitely.
No, nobody knows. Like Hell's Notary, Balberith. He's
No.
no.
It's Crowley in Supernatural until he becomes the King of Hell. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
We just crossed all kinds of weird fandom streams there, and they did not meld well together.
No.
I've never seen
A
any
lot
them,
of
so I'm
colliding ideologies.
Whichever fandom you're a part of, Supernatural like me, or Buffy like Julia, or whatever the hell Ava just said about Balberith.
Look, that is fucking. That's biblical shit. I thought America was all about the Bible. How come you don't know that?
Especially Texas. Come on now, Vanity.
What's happening?
Oh God, let me put up. I guess I got to put up my Baba Belt hat because I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Hell's Notary.
I'm
I
sorry.
do. Got nothing. Okay, so
Sorry.
If you make a deal with the devil, he's the one who draws up the contract.
in Supernatural,
You make a
it's
deal with
Crowley.
him.
It's
You
the
make a deal with
contract.
him. It's a deal for 20 years, and then he comes to collect. You can also ask him about your past or your present or your future. He will predict your future for you. Except if he doesn't like you, then he's going to lie to you.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
I
Is this
mean,
like that Faustian deal thingy some writer wrote about a long time ago?
Something like that. Something like that.
Well,
look, Supernatural has it all wrong. They do 10 years, and the Hellhounds come and get you afterwards and drag your ass to hell.
well, I wouldn't
mean-
mind, honestly.
Yeehaw!
Take me
If
off.
it's a hellhound like in Good Omens, then I don't mind because that hellhound was fucking adorable.
It's not. These are horrible. They drool.
Do they look like the ones from, what's it called? Hercules? The Disney version? What's it called?
Oh, Cerberus!
I have seen that. He ruled the underworld. That was my Hades moment. Okay, sorry.
God.
Building, getting started.
Sorry.
Hey guys, go ahead and take your first nice little shot of water, because hydrate. Okay, building. So first of all, when you first want to get started building, what do you guys do? Do you guys visualize? Do you guys like figure out who you're building for? You just go, kapow, I'm building.
Well, for me, because I build like a lot, that's all I do. I usually do it as a stress release, and I kind of figure out as I go what's it gonna be. But sometimes, like now with Realm of Magic, I build a lot of witch houses and like weird places. Something that looks magical. But that's just because I've done it a lot. I don't know about Marissa.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've talked about it before, but like my building comes from absolutely loathing the houses that are pre-made in The Sims. So I just started, like that's how I started was Sims 1, 2, 3. I would just take the shell of the house and like remove the inside, rework the floor plan to what made sense to me, decorate it how I liked it, and then it would be fine. Like I'm like, okay, I can live in this neighborhood now. The house like makes sense to me. But building in Sims 4 is a lot easier. Like, I mean, say what you want about like outer roofs and blah blah blah, but it is a lot easier to build in Sims 4 and a lot faster. versus Sims 3.
You say that, and yet I still, every time I build, have to Google how to put in individual foundations.
I don't know how to do that either, though. So sorry.
Yeah, you have to like drag the thing up and down. And yeah, it's not great. Like they try to make it really easy, but then that also kind of limits you a lot. I've noticed with The Sims 4. So yeah. So now I just build. Well, I'm sure we'll get into Sims 4 complaints, but now I just build like based off of a family. So if I have a certain family I'm thinking of or a certain type of sim, I'll just build based off that personality. That's pretty much what I do.
Do you like remake like the Goths houses or the Pancakes houses or?
I have done that in the past. I haven't really done that recently because it's such a huge undertaking. Like the last one I did was Oasis Springs, and that was like 2 years, 3 years.
Redid
4 years.
the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it took me like a year because I was working 2 jobs and going to school at the time. It was before I got married, so it's not like I had a lot of time. So it took me like a year to do, but yeah. So ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I'm good with neighborhood renovations. I don't really have the time. Like in the summer, when I was in high school and stuff, I didn't have school, and even college. Like, you know, I spent a whole summer so I could build all the time. But like, hey, adulthood slapped you in the face, and you can't really do that anymore.
It's true. I just finished college now, so I'm just new to the adult life.
It sucks.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah,
not
buckle
great.
up, fucko. It's going to be a ride.
I'm not gonna build as much, I guess. Ooh.
You're not going to live as much.
Well,
Sorry.
never did that to begin with, so it's fine.
Sleep is going to become very important to you.
Oh god.
And you know what sucks about being an adult is that mail becomes less fun. Mail was always very fun to
yeah.
me growing up.
Oh,
Like, getting
yeah.
something in the mail. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
fun
now every
anymore.
time I see a white envelope in my mailbox, my heart stops. Like, oh God, how much money am I going to lose now?
Yeah.
At least
Yeah, it's always someone wanting money or someone trying to give you some junk mail or free credit card or whatever. And it's like, you know what? I don't need this negative energy in my life.
The worst. Exactly.
I have noticed though, like, just like lately in general, I have wanted to play more and build. I try to build more. So this is my question for you two gurus, if you will. So what I like the most is, they have the pre-made rooms. I know that might be like building faux pas for the pre-made rooms, but I like them because they're already decorated. And like a lot of the times I don't like sitting around sorting through everything that's like new to a pack, but when you get a pre-made room, they pretty much cram all the new stuff into like these different pre-made rooms so you can already see what's in there. Like case in point, Rumble Magic spoiler, there's like a cauldron, and I didn't even know that cauldron even existed until I looked at the pre-made room, and I was like, oh. So, like, do you guys ever use them, or is it just me and who just boxes upon boxes in their house?
That cauldron, by the way, makes 18 servings of mac and cheese. You're welcome.
Who eats that much mac and cheese?
Well, I use pre-made rooms from the gallery a lot because it's simple. I hate making kids' rooms and teens' rooms. I just don't like them. I don't like the children. I don't play with them.
Oh my gosh, Julia, you
And that's why we like Julia.
That's why Julia's on this show.
One of us. One of us.
Yes. No, I'm not here for family. So I don't do it in The Sims either because I can't relate to family life. So but when I sometimes play families and like legacy challenges or wherever, I just kind of copy paste something from the gallery or pre-made rooms. Maxis did. I mean, it's so easy.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad now that I just plop my rooms down.
No.
Okay, so
See, I can't do with the pre-made rooms.
I cannot do pre-made rooms. I do not understand how you.
What is wrong with
Same.
that?
How do you get them to fit together?
Yeah, I can't get it to fit together. The door is always in the wrong spot, and if I move it to the right spot, then I have to rearrange the whole room.
Yeah.
And if I like just rotate the room to where the door should be, it doesn't fit in with the rest of the house.
No.
Like I can't do pre-made
It's like a
rooms at
really,
all.
really frustrating jigsaw puzzle. I don't get
You
it.
have to do some tweaks, I think.
And for the most part, like in case in point, last because I just played it recently, Realm of Magic though, like one of the pre-made rooms is like a spellcaster room, and I just put it outside. Like it's an extra room outside. Like it's like her little, like
it's like a patio or whatever.
Well, not even a
I've seen that
patio.
one.
It's like in the backyard. It's like her like witchy room in the backyard. Like it's not part of her main house. Like it's like her little. It's like her
like a shed or.
It's like a little her. Was it she shed? It's her she.
Oh yeah, she shed.
She said,
But it's like in the back. So like, and I put a cool little like gate around it, and like so. I mean, I made it look nice, but it's totally a pre-made room. So I just can't do it, y'all. I just can't do it. Like I will go into like your pre-made house and I might gut it. I might like redo an entire room, or usually we do the kitchen because the stove and the stove and the fridge are always shit. But like I'll gut it. I'll gut the house, but I'll keep it, the actual structure of it, because I'm not building a fucking house. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like if you are new to building, that's the best thing to do. Just grab a house in the gallery or grab a house in the Sims. Leave the outside the same, because landscaping and adding columns and windows, it's like a whole thing. And that is what takes me the longest, honestly, is building the outside. So that's a great place to start. Just get a shell. And you can even look up hashtag shell houses or shell house on the gallery, and you'll get people's builds that are literally just a shell. Sometimes they have a floor plan, sometimes they don't. But the outside is all painted, it's all landscaped, beautiful doors everywhere. It's just empty inside. So you choose what goes on inside.
Well, yeah. I did.
So that way you don't have to worry about it. And then if you do that for long enough and you like take apart the house and take apart the landscaping and see how they do things and see what objects they use, then go ahead and take the time to, remake that and see how it goes. Or even like starting by taking all the landscaping out of a shell house and then putting it back in. Like little things like that. Like you don't have to just start on an empty lot and just go, okay, now I have to build. Like building is very subjective to what is best for you. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. That's so smart. Like my friend, shout out to Lina. Hey. She said, like the other day we talked about building, and she's like, I usually just download some kind of house or move into a pre-made house, and I just tear it apart on the inside because she can't do that, and she doesn't like doing the outside and stuff like that to make it look good. So just do you always with building.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I know that when we watch speed builders on YouTube and we watch these popular YouTube channels, they do start from the ground up, and for most of them, that's their job. So they can spend 9 hours of their day building a house and they're getting paid for it. So it's fine. Like, obviously, if you're getting paid for something, you're going to sit and do it. But
well, because I pretty much did my job. So.
And the other thing is that they can't just grab a lot off the gallery and build off of it. You know what I mean? Like they have to credit the person. What if the person gets mad? Blah, blah, blah. They can't. They have to build from the ground up. So that way it's their thing. But you at home playing with your Sims, who cares whose lot you're using? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's not, you're not profiting off of it any way. It's just your house and your game. So who cares if you're using little Simsies build? Like it's not going to affect anybody but you know?
Definitely.
And I've watched, I don't really like watching a lot of times YouTubers because they get like, I don't know, something about, I don't like the way they sound. Not they sound, like some of the major ones almost sound too like game showy. Does that make sense? Or like, how to describe it? Like it's like, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. Thank you. But I watched a speed build on mute because I really don't want to hear them talking. And like it just made me feel sad.
Why?
Because I can't do that. I'm just like, I can't do this shit. Like I was like, okay, well, gotta go back to my amalgam of rooms.
Yeah. I think the thing to remember is like if you look at their first video, they weren't like that. I think it's just the like curse of YouTube that they all become these weird like, hey, how is everybody doing?
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're just gonna do a little build. Everyone comes from
like, you know what I mean though, right? Like
100%. And that's not just Sims people. That's like every YouTuber. Big YouTuber. Yeah. Like anytime a YouTuber hits like 1 million followers or whatever likes or whatever, they just suddenly become this weird game show host. Like
that's because the person who writes contracts for Satan, he comes and like takes their being.
What was his name?
They got a visit from Balbrith.
Yes,
Balbrith
or Barry.
And so they sold their souls for 1 million subscribers, and then he took the souls, and they're just like, "Hey guys, welcome to my channel."
So okay, so the big common thing that we have been asked are about roofs.
Yeah. Yep.
How do you roof?
I cannot roof.
I can't roof either.
I cannot. I usually just build blocks because then I can roof it kind of easily. So, Tetris, here I am. I can't do it. I don't know.
I tried to, so I told you how that my spellcaster has her she shed in the backyard, and it doesn't, I tried to put a roof. I tried to put a roof on it, and I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. She's
Instead of a man cave, I just got it.
Have you not?
It's like a man cave, but outside the house.
Have you not seen that? Oh, you haven't because you're not in the States. I wonder if I can send it to you.
I've only heard it on the radio.
I forgot the commercial, the State Farm commercial where she...
Yeah. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Someone burned down my she shed.
Oh my God.
I heard it on some show. I can't remember that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like a weirdly famous commercial. Like it got weirdly popular.
Well,
Like I see memes about it on Facebook. Like old people on Facebook share memes about it. And
The commercial
That's it. From now on, every family I play in The Sims is gonna have a she shed.
You hear that,
That's
Big
awesome.
Someone burned down my she shed.
That's how I'm going to get into building. I'm gonna practice on she sheds.
I think that's
Speaking of, how do I put a roof on that sucker?
I tried. I said for
Marissa.
mine.
Roofs are tricky.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, they take me a little bit, but I think the easiest thing to do, you take the gabled roof, and that's the front of your house where your door is and your mailbox, all that stuff. Then you take the half gabled roof and you put that, you can, if you're making like an L-shaped house, you can put that on the bottom half of the L or whatever. Or if you literally can just take the half gabled and just put it in the middle of your build. So the side of the house has like a roof texture, you know, because that's what you see in real houses. You never just see one straight roof. You know, you always see extra little
Like-
side bits.
like textures to your roof.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, but I always think, okay, if I was going to be a teenage girl, like who climbed out of my window and sat on her roof to think about the mysteries of life, like where would that be in the house? And so if you think about it that way, so obviously you want some corners, you want some crevices that a person could sit down on. And that's what I think, which is really weird because I don't even play with teenage girls, but that's how I roof.
I
So
love
if you want to
it.
use that,
Wait, hold on. Can teenage girls sit on roofs?
No. Like if you were a real person living there,
Oh, I thought maybe like
yeah.
you could actually sit on a roof like in The Sims because that'd be freaking amazing.
right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so amazing.
I used to lay on the roof in my and read a book when I was a kid, or like lay up there and like look at the stars because I was that fucking moody emo teenager.
So existential.
Oh,
We all were. We all
if you listen to
were.
Dashboard
Okay,
Confessional, just having a moment.
Yeah, my house was a rectangle, and the roof was literally the highest point. So if I wanted to get on the roof, I'd probably break my neck.
Good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're gonna build like
I'll follow you.
a very stylized house, then you don't need to add any texture of roof. You can literally just do a gabled roof and have it really pointy and really tall. Like that's a look too. Houses look like that.
So, question number 2, because if you have the Seasons expansion pack, one of the things that bothers me the most it's why I ended up building a she shed the first place, because I got real fucking annoyed that my plants were like summer, winter, fall, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I want to build a gosh darn apple tree like right now. I don't care what fucking season it is. Give me my damn apples. So, I think apples might be like all seasons, but whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so they said, like, I was reading about it on Carl's Sims 3, 4 Sims Guide, whatever the hell it's called, Carl. I was reading about it for Carl, and he was like, "You got to make an awning, like so it's partially covered." And I was like, "Okay." So then I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and then I screamed, and then I raged, and then I made a she shed.
Yes.
So how the hell do you do that? How do you make?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Roofs make me cry.
Well, it's
I don't
super easy.
roof.
Like once you build the roof, you just take I believe it's half gabled, or even just the regular square, like the square roof that doesn't have any wallpaper options, not the gabled, but the one that's a square that's all roof pattern. You just take that one and you so you know how when you place a roof, it's just like a one size square, right? So you take the roof and put it next to the other roof that's actually part of your house. You just have it right there. Then you push it down, like the height tool. You push that all the way flat, and then you just adjust how long you want the overhang to be. add some columns, and that's it. Everything you put underneath that roof is going to be like covered.
Oh my God,
Sheltered,
I have
if you
no
will.
idea.
Yeah. It's just, you just put it next to the other roof, but make it flat and at the edge of the other roof, obviously. So it looks like it's just part of the roof that's coming out.
And that will
I love how I was all like this roofing situation gives me like serious like emotional issues, and Marissa was like, but it's real easy.
You just put this column and
Like, thanks, that's really making me feel better about this. Thank you, Marissa.
Ava, the two of us can just feel inadequate together.
Yep.
I actually
Yep,
learned.
that's it.
I watched some roofing like tutorials on YouTube today because I'm tired of not knowing how to roof. Really fucks up all my builds. And I watched Kate Emerald, who I really like. She's like, she does the craziest builds and she has the best tutorials. And she did something I had never seen before. Like, you know how when you have the half gabled roofs, you can kind of pull it down a lot, but it pulls on both sides when you use the smaller arrows to like when you want to reach the floor or whatever. If you hold down shift and you pull down the small arrow thingy, it only pulls down on one side, so you don't have the really on the top if you want it to go to the bottom.
Why?
Are you serious?
Yes, I had no idea. This revolutionized my house building.
The more
Yeah.
you know. Do-do-do-do.
Oh my gosh. What? See, and I think that's what makes me slightly upset with EA is like, I love you, Kate Emerald. Thank you for doing that. I haven't seen that video, and I've seen a lot of her videos.
It was
But why is it Kate Emerald's job to figure that out and to show her audience?
right.
EA should be putting out tutorials of like, oh, if you do this, this happens, and oh, if you do this. Like when they did the foundation change, they fucking did one live stream about it that not many people watched.
I did not watch.
And then
I was upset.
yeah. And then like before we started the podcast, I never watched theirs. I didn't even know that they streamed. It wasn't until I started this podcast that, you know what I mean? So that just makes me so frustrated that they don't really try to help their audience, or at least for like Game Changers, they could say, hey, Game Changer, can you make a video about this and we'll pay you for it? You know what I mean? Like giving tips and tricks. Like, why? Oh,
I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like they're making building so much more like detailed, and it's it's expanded so much since Sims 1, Sims 2, and even since Sims 3.
Yeah.
And it is a lot more detailed, which is great. But then you don't tell us how to use half this shit. They're just like, you can do everything. Cool.
Okay, bye.
How?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
How do we do the thing?
and if that shift key thing, has that been here since day one? Or was that just added recently? We don't know.
No, we don't know.
You know what I mean?
This video was from June, I think, June or July this year.
Yeah, so is that just when she figured it out and she was like, oh wow, this is great, and did it? Or was that the newest update? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Can they please tell us all the
very
things you can do? Please and thank you.
I feel like they know because they put it in there, right? And then, so if they know and they put them in there, then they should at least be like, okay, hi guys, real quick.
yeah, they should have something on their website, like a blog that's just tips and tricks on different building things.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's not unreasonable to ask.
Really not.
I don't know. Yeah, somebody's working on that.
I mean, they are listening, so.
Hello.
We're still running with that. We're pretty sure they're listening to us.
Really?
Pretty sure Big Brother's.
I don't know if they would like what they hear, so maybe they shouldn't.
Okay. All right. So now that we've covered roofs and she sheds, what about, okay, so when we were doing the Harry Potter makeovers back in the day, and I wanted to make a Luna Lovegood because I love my Ravenclaws, and I wanted to have her pose in really cute. I wanted to have a really cute house, but I don't build, so I commissioned Marissa to make me a Luna Lovegood house, and she did, and it was beautiful and it was amazing. But the coolest part was that gosh darn like gardeny area outsideness, and it was so pretty. How did you do that? How do you garden?
I mean, it was just a lot of like trial and error and a lot of just sticking things places. Like if you take it apart, you'll see it's not that like special. It's just a bunch of plants.
Bitch,
And I talked about this.
Don't downgrade your shine. It was beautiful.
I talked about before. Really, the biggest things with gardening or landscaping, you gotta have move objects on. bb.move objects space on.
Oh, you don't even have to on actually. Just bb.
Really?
Move objects. Yep.
This is why we have Julia.
Hello.
Grab a piece of grass, whatever grass you want. You can use the green grass. You can use the yellow grass. I love the yellow grass. Once you buy it from the catalog, press Shift on your keyboard. I'm not sure what it is for console. I'm sorry. We'll have to get Dom to write our notes here for this, for the thing. Press the Shift key and then just start placing that green grass sporadically around the house. Like you can have them kind of connected. You can have one grass kind of connected to another grass so it looks like a little, like it's all growing together. Or you can just kind of surround your house with grass. So you start with the grass. Then I move up to like a grassy bush or like a hydrangea bush or something. Again, grab it from the catalog, press Shift, and just do. So I kind of do it like if you're going to do 10 grasses, then you're going to maybe do 5 bushes, then maybe 2 to 3 more stylized plants like the lavender or the sunflowers, like more large pieces. Do then just a few of those around the house.
Yeah.
Or in the garden. So kind of like like a cake, right? You have the base cake, that's the majority of it. You have the frosting, that's the middle, like not as much, like the frosting isn't as much as cake, but then the topping isn't as much as frosting.
Oh my God, I can really fuck with that analogy. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, I love that. Okay, so because I have tried to build, guys. I really have. I tried real hard, and then I stopped. Because I realized why. And there are so many people who do it for me, and I can just plop your house down into my just because okay, so funny story. So back in Sims 3, there was this house on the gallery, and it was like this. It was a beautiful house, and it had like a underground pool thing, and it was like all kinds of. But in the back, okay, so. With Sims 3, I know Sims 4, like if you don't have the CC or whatever, or something like that, like you're not getting into that house. But in Sims 3, for some reason, like whatever you downloaded from the gallery, you just had it.
Yeah.
And so like,
oh, I know, I missed that.
So like they had all of the different trees. They had some kind of like weird money tree. Remember the money tree? They had all this.
Oh, good old money tree.
I know. They had all of this stuff. It was a beautiful lot. It was massive. It's also when I realized I don't like really large houses. But it was so cool. And that's what I missed about Sims 3 was that you can just like go to the gallery and whatever you saw, you plopped it down and it was exactly what you're going to get. Unfortunately, going to the gallery now, like if you don't have all of their CC, like most of your stuff's not going to be there. And it's just
even if you don't have their expansion pack.
Oh yeah, and then the gallery doesn't work very well when you try to click only the packs that you have.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It still pops up things that. So be careful with that, guys. If you're going to go and take people's stuff off the gallery because you don't want to build like me, be careful because you have to make sure you look and see exactly what packs they're using and make sure that you have all of those packs or you're going to be missing like a lot of crap.
I mean, you're not necessarily missing it. They just put other things in place of it. So, like, for example, there's a certain stool. Well, I just got Jungle Adventure, so now I have it.
Oh, no, mine was gone. I had whole doors that were missing. Like, there was just nothing there.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like, my game would replace it. So, there's a certain stool, that Jungle Adventure, it's like a chair. And I remember every time I would download a house that had that stool somewhere, it would be a white chair.
Oh, yeah.
So, there would just be like a white chair with like a flower on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, it's a stool.
Yeah, I did mine. And like, I was trying to figure out why they weren't going to the bathrooms because there was no door.
That's crazy.
Like, had that too. Yeah, had that too. It's like, why does everybody keep peeing their goddamn pants? What is going on?
Door to the bathroom.
That's why.
Or they're missing a stove, or they're missing they're missing things because they aren't. there. So maybe it depends on if you have this.
I wonder if those were
pack.
CC items.
I don't know, but all I know is that
maybe they were CC items.
and I was like,
yeah.
So
yeah,
be careful.
The game doesn't recognize that a door was there because it's a CC door, maybe.
So be careful.
I don't know.
Okay, so we've talked about gardening and landscaping. We've talked about roofs. Okay, do you guys use floor plans?
Yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just like go and like I tried that too, and I just got frustrated, so I stopped. Basically, building frustrated me.
Well, it's kind of because they're for reality, so you have to have a kind of be a little bit humble about your build because it's not going to turn out the same. You don't have the same. You can't do a rounded corner in a room. You can't make a round house. You have to kind of figure out some tips or some tricks to get you through it. But I think it's like a great thing to get ideas, really.
Yeah. And even if you just look at them to know what a real house looks like, that way when you build a house in The Sims, you kind of have that in the back of your mind. That's fine too. You don't have to make it exact. And I think the hardest thing with floor plans is when you copy them, you can make the house very big.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, because you're literally just, you look at the side of the house, you're like, oh, that's probably 10 squares. So you just make it 10 squares, and then you base everything off of that one area being 10 squares, and the rest of the house gets like really big.
Yeah.
I think with floor plans, if I'm like copying a floor plan exactly, I'll put like a bed and a couple of counters and a couch. Like I'll put those items in the house, and then I base the squares off of that, or the walls.
Oh yeah, that's so smart.
Yeah. That way you know the actual size it's going to be in The Sims, and then you're not just putting like a single bed in like a giant room, even though in the floor plan it's small, like it's giant. I don't know. Something to do.
Yeah, that's my tip also. Just watch your sizes, because sometimes it gets too big, and that's when I first started building in Sims 4. I was like, why is everything so big and I have nothing to fill it with? Because there was no stuff in the base game, let's be honest. So I just had a lot of open, empty rooms with a mat. Like, great.
I noticed that, like, if you have like a massive bedroom, like even in like real life, what the hell are you putting in there?
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, I don't know.
You have a massive bedroom. So what are you gonna, I mean, like, okay, you have a bed, you have a dresser, you have a mirror, maybe you have a TV. Maybe what do you put, a couch? And that's, I mean, after that, like, you just start just filling it up with shit. Like, it just becomes there's too much.
Like, a lot of bookshelves, a lot of like stools or chairs or whatever.
Yeah. And the easiest way, like, if you're building a room and it ends up too big, but it has to be that size because of the floor plan, you can just throw in a rectangle, just make a big rectangle and make it a closet. Just add 2 archways or whatever, or an archway leading into that room.
Yeah.
That way it looks like it's part of the room, and then just throw some clothes in there or whatever.
I hope you guys are taking notes, because these are golden tips.
They are. Do you guys do pools?
I did a lot when it first came out, and when I do like modern houses, like the one I did on the stream, I'm gonna add a pool to that just later. But not so much lately. I would really
exactly the same. Yeah, it just depends. If it's funny, I do the same thing. If it's a more modern build, I'll add a pool. But if it's not modern, I don't add a pool. Like, I don't know why that's a thing.
No, I don't know either. But since Island Living came out, I'm like, I'm here for the ocean. I'm just building straight on the ocean.
Swim in the ocean.
The ocean?
Not the pool.
The ocean?
The ocean.
Do you guys use lot trades? Because I love lot trades, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I love lot trades.
They're my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I usually use the one that makes your greens happy, your vegetables and your flowers.
Oh, yeah.
In English.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what is that one called? Like sunny something or?
Sunny or light, natural light.
Maybe?
Good soil.
Good soil.
Good
Thank
soil.
you. Yeah, that's the one, because every one of my sim is a gardener.
Any like, so for inspiration purposes, because this is a question from our family neighborhood editor, I almost called you Marissa because I'm reading Marissa's name, Melissa. Okay.
Likely story.
Do you have any like local, regional house inspiration? Like, because of where you live, do you build a certain way, or do you like? Do you know what I mean?
I think
I don't know what Swedish houses look like. All I can think of is IKEA.
Are they all red with like white and black roofs?
Yes, girl. The white corner and the brick roof.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Like a lot of them are actually. Yeah.
They're so cute.
They are the best one. Yeah, and then we have now I see a lot of like modern houses here in Sweden. It's mostly just white with some kind of like a little bloop of paint of some color, like orange or bright red or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks
But the red ones are so cute, though.
I
You
know.
have very colorful houses. Like all of the houses in Texas, just brick.
They're all built in like the 60s. That's how it is in Minnesota for sure.
No, Texas houses, like Texas style, is like red brick. Like
We have that too, and yellow brick with like 60s houses in Sweden look like yellow brick with black roofs, and it's really small, cramped with big size, oversized roofs. It's really weird.
Okay.
so do you build like of how like you see, or do you build more like that question didn't make sense, but in my head it made sense. Like, do you build your houses like based upon the houses in like your region? Like, if I were going to build a house, like, I mean, they usually look kind of very similar to what I see. Like my parents' house, big 2-story houses with like, you know, red brick and stuff and small backyards.
Well, maybe. I think it comes kind of maybe natural that you know what you know and what you see, but also depends on because I build a lot for the neighborhood or something.
Okay, so you keep it neighborhood style.
Yeah, I try to, at least. Well, with Newcrest, you can do whatever. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, good to know. So, what about like, I don't build like for me, what is that one, the deserty one that reminds you of New Mexico?
Oh,
Oasis Springs?
Yes, it reminds me of New Mexico. So
so Minnesota, it's all split level houses, which I hate split level houses. I don't like walking into a house and there's just stairs everywhere. I feel like I'm in that, you know, that painting with all the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, MC Escher is what I'm talking about. That's what I feel like when I walk into a split level house. I'm like, wait, I need to make a decision right now. What's happening? And plus, like feng shui, that is not good for feng shui. It's blocking all my energy, so I don't like it. So I don't build houses like split level houses. Plus, it's very difficult to do on The Sims. Although now that we have twistable stairs, it might be easier. So I haven't even thought about playing around with that, so maybe I will. But I tend to build either like beach cottages.
Yes.
Because growing up in San Diego, going down to like Ocean Beach or PB or Hillcrest, like a lot of the houses there are just these cute little cottages that have like aqua siding and like beach weather torn roofs, like, you know what I mean, that kind of cute stuff. So I do really like building like that. Little like cottages I tend to build. But modern houses are probably more inspired from LA. Yeah, I tend to build like LA style houses, which is basically like white and windows.
And a pool.
That's it. And a pool. Yep, and a pool. That's it. So I guess my inspiration is California inspired, which isn't surprising because I lived there for 25 years.
Oh my God.
26 years. I don't even know. How old am I? Not 26 years. 20 years probably, give or take. So yeah. Now that I never really thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it's probably California inspired.
Wow. So I built a lot of split level homes. I had to Google it because I had no idea what you were talking about. But now
like with a basement or whatever going down?
yeah, and like with the the second floor is not on the entire like house.
Yeah.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that.
I don't
have
build
such a hard time with split level houses, like building them.
I don't do basements because we don't have basements in Texas, so I don't even think about them.
What?
Yeah, me neither. I didn't grow up with basement, so I don't think about basements.
The
You don't have
ground.
basements?
There's some things up with with like the soil or the ground or whatever. There are no basements in Texas. There just aren't.
Oh my god.
Well, you don't need basements in Texas.
Where
Why
do you
not?
hide the body?
Do you know how many tornadoes there are here? We need basements. We just don't have any. Where do you hide the bodies? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
We hide them in the barn.
In the she
My
shed.
God. I'm sorry, that was a dumb question. I should have known it was the she shed. Oh wait.
It was in the she show. Oh man.
Well,
but yes, no, yeah, we don't have basements. We had them in Oklahoma, but we don't have. When I lived in Oklahoma, we had basements.
that's where you had to hide for the tornadoes, right?
Yeah, there's also tornadoes in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many.
Really?
Yeah, I've lived in Tornado Alley my entire life. Tornado Alley is Kansas.
Tornado Alley. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, it's
in the
Kansas,
US.
Oklahoma, Texas, and I think Nebraska might be part of it too. It's
Minnesota is technically, I think it's technically part of Tornado Valley, but it's like the very southern tip, so we really don't have to worry about it too much. But
tornado season is from like April to like May-ish, like end of March, April, May. Basically, it's because it's hot and cold at the same time, which is what causes a tornado. And so with our two powers combined, we get a tornado. But I don't know. For the most part, we don't really give a shit. Like, unless I see that bitch touch down somewhere, I'm going to continue doing my day. So,
Well, hell yeah. That sounds, nope. No.
well, apparently,
Or Netherlands.
I'm terrified of tornadoes. I've never experienced one. I'm scared. I don't understand. In Minnesota, or at least where I live, we have a weekly Wednesday at 10 a.m. we have a tornado warning thing. The sirens. Yeah.
that's the siren.
So that's weekly. Every Wednesday. Yep. And for me, the first time I heard it, I'm just working at home. I was working at home at the time, minding my own business. All of a sudden, I fucking hear the tornado siren. So I jump in the bathtub. I don't fucking know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So I jump in the bathtub and I call my husband. I'm like, there's a siren. And it's a tornado. I don't know what's happening. He's like, oh no, that happens every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm like, okay.
Every Wednesday, though, we have a bomb. They test Yes, Fredrik, he's called. It's the bomb alarm or something the first Monday.
We have it the first Thursday of every month. We have the general emergency alarm, yeah.
Well,
And then there's like this PA system, and you hear this voice in the speaker saying something, but you have to go outside to hear it because you just can't hear it clearly. So you'd be like sticking your head out the window, and then all of a sudden this voice would be saying, "Stay inside with all windows and doors closed." Oh, okay, cool.
how are you to hear? To know. I mean, I feel like that might be used by your enemies later because they know you're gonna go out to hear what he's saying.
It's not very well thought out, man.
Guys. I mean, we don't have that. I mean, like I said, we have the tornado.
That's
This is the
crazy.
thing, though, with tornadoes. Just a little side note, guys. They know they're coming. Tornadoes don't just appear out of nowhere. You know that fucker's coming. Like, it's not unlike an earthquake, whatever it is. Like, earthquakes freak me out because they just happen out of nowhere. Tornadoes, you have time. Like, granted, people still die in tornadoes. I get it. But you have time. You have time to, like, GTFO. Same thing with hurricanes. You have time to GTFO. The water's coming. Go the opposite direction. Don't stay.
Earthquakes for me, and I know it's just because I grew up with them, but like for me, they're not a big deal. I just go stand in a doorway until it's over, and it's fine. But moving here to Minnesota, it's like everyone's so terrified of earthquakes. They're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine living somewhere where there's like daily earthquakes. And they're mostly like so small, you just don't even notice it. Like it'll wake you up and you're like, what's happening? Oh, there's an earthquake.
Oh, I wish they had earthquakes in The Sims, like or like tornadoes or whatever, or like hurricanes, tsunami.
They have earthquakes in The Sims.
I have never experienced an earthquake.
If you live on a quake zone,
You have to have
Yeah.
that's a lot, right?
And then your Sims get tense and sad and it happens and things break.
And the camera moves.
Yeah.
It's really odd. Yeah, the first time it happened to me, because I was playing the Decades Challenge for like 3.5 seconds, and so I put it on a quake zone because I'm like, oh, you know, it's a thing. That's funny. So I did the quake zone, and every once in a while, like all the Sims would get tense, and then the camera would start like blurring and shaking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, am I going crazy? Like, what's happening? And then I realized that it was earthquakes.
What did they put in my coffee? I'm sorry.
That's insane. I didn't know that. Now I kind of want to know, but I wish they had like hurricanes and tornadoes and things of that nature. But apparently, according to the editor, Sims 3 weather had all of those things.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that pack.
Do you remember that? Like a hurricane or a tornado that hit the school?
I don't think I had that pack.
Oh, okay. The school, okay, when I played with the weather pack, whatever it was called, the school was always getting hit and like kids were always dying. Usually.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
That was a thing.
what?
That was a thing that happened.
I don't remember
Yeah.
any of that.
It was in my game.
What?
There would be like a little pop-up and it would say, oh, a hurricane or a tornado,
What triggered
right?
I wish you could see my
Am I
face.
imagining this?
I wish you could see my face right
It was just a random...
Are you
it was
sure you were
random.
playing The Sims and not some kind of murder game?
Or, I don't
Was it
remember if
Sims-
they
was it
all get
Sims?
murdered.
Some kind of
No. No. Okay, now I'm like doubting this memory. I know that I saw it. I don't remember if they all died or it just said, oh, the kids needed to evacuate, so they're home early. Or
What? Okay.
there was definitely
Somebody
like
is going
things that
to
happened
correct
to the
the
school.
fuck
I'm
out
pretty
of
sure.
you.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't just the school though. I think it happened to like various businesses in the
Weird.
I have no idea. I just remember lightning happening a lot. So I stopped having trees in my Sims 3 gardens because they just got hit and burned down.
Yeah, they catch fire. Yeah.
Man, maybe that's why they don't have weather anymore in The Sims, because of the murder that happened, all the death and carnage that happened in Sims 3. Like,
Well, that's why people are so upset with Sims 4 sometimes, because there's very little death.
Yeah.
Sims 3, you could die at a drop of a hat. You could just be
A
walking down the
life
street running over.
simulator.
Yeah. No. Sims 3 people did not give it.
You
Like,
know, it's just a part of life. I was just going to say.
Yeah.
it's a big thing. Circle of life and shit. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's hilarious. I'm crying. Okay, so
I know. I feel like I want to look that up now because now I'm like, I could be 100% remembering that wrong.
leave it in,
But
and
I'm
let yourself
yeah,
just
pretty
roasted
sure.
by the comments.
Yeah, let
That's
someone
wrong.
please correct.
I'm pretty sure that like stuff would hit, or maybe it wasn't even weather. Maybe it was like meteorites or something. Maybe that's what it was.
That happened, but that never happened.
I know there were like
making this
weird weather effects with the witch stone. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the future one too. I remember like the future, if you messed up the future came back, there would be like horrible fires and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right.
Okay, guys, what do you guys like about building? Because I like none of it.
I'm sorry.
I just like the setup for that. It's hilarious. I hate everything.
I agree with
I
you,
hate
Manny.
all of it.
Absolutely agree with you.
I think what I like about building is like I'm able to do things that I can't do in my real life.
Yeah.
Like own property.
Especially when you get married.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Own property, buy whatever the fuck you want. Like just fill your house with nonsense. You know?
Yeah.
And especially being married, like that's the thing that people don't tell you about getting married. Your husband is probably going to hate your decoration style, so you have to compromise on everything. And so the whole house just ends up being gray because that's all you guys can agree on is the color gray. So
like my best friend, she moved in with her boyfriend a couple of months ago. Everything is great because that's the only thing they can decide on.
Yeah, that's probably like the biggest like source of conflict in my relationship, which I'm very grateful for. I'm very lucky.
You know that there is just one simple solution to this problem, right?
What?
She shed.
I can't have a she shed in an apartment, Ava.
You build a pillow fort, and it's
exactly problem solved. Pillow fort, she shed.
It's gonna be great.
Oh my god, you guys are great. So great.
Problem solved. She sheds.
So I think that's what I like about building is that I can fill a house with beachy, fun, colorful macrame items and plants, and I don't have to take care of plants, and I don't have to try to convince a man that we should have a macrame curtain on the wall for no reason. I put that macrame curtain up all I want. It doesn't matter.
I'm with you. And I think it's just such a nice creative outlet to create something like, I don't know, that you can't do in real life. And also you can't do most of the things in real life in Sims either, but you can try.
You can certainly try.
I mean, look, when I gut a house and redo it all, I'm just thinking to myself, man, if I can only buy this. What I don't have still is my stove. Just wanted to let you know.
Hashtag stoves for vanity.
Hashtag stoves for vanity. If you don't remember what stove I'm talking about, it's the stove that has like the lift up. You know the name of it, right, Ava?
The broiler on top.
Right?
The lift up broiler. Yeah.
On top.
Gilmore Girls.
On top.
Oh,
yes, the Gilmore Girls stove. I just want
Friends.
that.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm here for you. I support.
Right. See? Just a little side note, guys. Stoves.
Yep. You know what always makes me depressed about building? This is probably why I don't build. Is the fact that when I build in The Sims and it's so easy to change things, next I just walk into my bathroom and go, because if I want to change the color of my walls, I have to go and buy paint. I have to tape shit down. I have to actually apply paint to a brush and then rub it on the wall. And in The Sims, you can do it with a click of a button, and that just pisses me off.
I thought about that a lot when we moved. Like, we got some furniture last week, or this week. What day is it today? Well, we got furniture, and we had to, I didn't do it because we got friends for that, or whatever. But they had to carry up the sofa and the chair and everything for a really, small stairway, and it was crazy. And I was like, if this was The Sims, I could just put it down.
I could stand outside the lot next to the mailbox, just waiting.
My main problem here now is that I don't have enough space, and I just find myself staring at a wall. Like, if I could just pull this one square to the left, that desk would fit perfectly.
Yes.
It's so true. It's so true. Or you just look at a corner and you're like, I don't fucking know what to do with this corner. And you try making that little corner in The Sims and it doesn't help because it's not the same. So then every day you just look at that little corner.
And then you resent that little corner and you just want to burn the house down. Oh, what? Sorry, that's just me? Sorry.
Yeah, because it's the Christmas tree corner. It's the Christmas tree corner. I have a Christmas tree corner in my house. At Christmas, it's perfect. You put the Christmas tree there, it fits perfectly, everything's fine. When it's not Christmas,
buy a little
just empty corner.
A little palm tree. It's gonna solve everything.
To make it a Christmas tree, but every holiday tree. Just keep decorating it different.
People do that. I've seen houses like that in my various house research for the game. I'll see a Halloween tree, a Thanksgiving tree, a spring tree. People are pretty creative.
So, final question. What do you guys feel is lacking from the current building system?
Did we say auto roofs? Because I think that needs to happen more.
God dang it, I miss auto roofs. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Auto roofs. I wish, as annoying as the tips are, I do wish that they okay, so maybe it could be written in the description. If like when you pick up a roof, you know how it says, "Oh, this roof is a roof. Put it on your fucking house, loser." Like when it says like what to do, I wish that they would say, "Oh, if you press the tab key, this will happen. If you press the shift key, XYZ will happen." I wish that they listed that. That way we could know what the fuck we're doing, and we wouldn't have to put it in a blog, or we wouldn't have to put it in any kind of outside space. It would literally be written in the thing. And I know that they do write tips in there, but not all of them.
And who reads?
You know, like they do some tips, but not all tips.
I don't hold my mouse over the roof and like, I don't want them to tell me a story about the roof. I just want them to make the roofs happen, like work easily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I also
I don't care why you called it a gable roof. Like I like it for the objects, but I don't care why you called it a gable roof. I just want to know how to fucking put it on my house.
Man, I just imagine there are actual roofers or like architects or builders or whatever out there like who built this shit in real life going like, guys, the roof is really complicated. It takes a lot of hard work.
I just wanted to know why. They're crying into their like shingles.
Yeah.
Lord, loud.
Okay. All right. So we're going to now wrap this up. Do you any Jerry Springer final thoughts, guys, before we do our segment?
I really know. I feel like we talked a lot of great stuff in this episode. I think the biggest thing, utilize the gallery and don't think too hard. Don't try too hard. Don't try to make copies of anything you've seen. Don't try to put yourself in a box, metaphorically or physically. Just have fun. Just have fun. Just relax. It's Sims. It's a game. Don't look at Kate Emerald stuff and think that you're going to go from nothing to Kate Emerald. Just have fun with it. Do your thing. You'll get there eventually. It's not a big deal. And if you never want to get there, fucking don't get there. Use shell houses. You know what I mean? You don't have to, use shell houses, use pre-made rooms, and just have fun.
I'm actually going to disagree with you about copying people, because I did that a lot in the beginning. I saw something on YouTube or the gallery. I was like, I'm going to fucking build this shit. And I tried and I failed, but then I tried, and kind of successful. I think it evolved how the style of my building as well.
So guys, if you're like, okay, y'all just threw a lot of shit at me and my brain hurts. I mean, it happens. Exercise that mind. In our show notes, though, we'll have lots of links to videos from Little Simsy and other Simarchy and James Turner and Alondra. I don't watch these Simmers, so I get really confused with those names. And then also some articles from Sims Community and Sims Online and our BFF Carl.
Oh, Carl.
And Sims VIP. There's going to be a lot of links and stuff like that, so you can kind of read. There's some how-tos, there's some videos, some step-by-step stuff. That way you don't feel too overwhelmed, okay? So thank to those guys for that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then now I think we're going to let Julia do our new segment.
Okay. Is it the shout out?
What just happened? It's the what just happened.
What just happened? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was so far down in the notes, I didn't know what's happening. Okay. So this is listener stories and gameplay updates. And it's from Sydney on Facebook. They said, I moved in my single mom's Moochie BF to what?
Oh, he's a mooch.
He's a mooch. He takes money from her.
What kind of animal is this? Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna do that again. I moved in my single mom's Moochie boyfriend to help with the baby, and then in parentheses, they were already on the road to break up. And parentheses, And then I wasn't paying attention, and they got into a fight, and she died of anger, and he refused to beg for her life.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Taking that money, though.
That story had twists
True.
and turns. Thank you, Sydney. That was amazing.
Multi BF.
I love that he like
Well,
she brings
now.
them in and she's like, "Hey, hun, we're gonna live together and take care of this baby." And they get in a fight and she dies. He's like, "Taking your money, no bitch."
I was like,
Really? The poor
her
kid.
mom's boyfriend in the game, and then I was like, her Sigil Sims boyfriend.
Okay, let's do some shoot-outs. Want to do some shoot-outs?
We can do some shoot-outs. All right. So for our first shout out is from Lois Patton on YouTube. She commented on our first Twitch build stream on our new weekly feature, Under the Plumbob Presents. She said she basically asked for a shout out. So here's that shout out. We said we'd see what we could do. This is what we do. Hey, Louise, you're pretty awesome. Here's your shout out.
Hey, Lois
I
Patton.
can't see, but I'm doing finger guns.
Picture.
Hey, Lois Patton. I'm not doing finger guns. I'm just staring blandly at the screen, like, hey. I would say, hey, girl, hey, but I'm like, what are you, a girl? Hey, bruv, hey. Just in case.
Yeah, but like maybe Julia can give her a little shout out because she commented on Julia's
on my video. I'm really grateful that you watched it. Thank you so much, Louise. I hope you enjoyed it.
There you go. Coming up soon, Llama is going to do the 1% challenge. Not going to lie, I have no idea what that means. So
I am so excited. I want to listen to that episode.
No idea what that means. So they're doing the 1% challenge, and we're going to be doing some Sims nostalgia.
Oh my God, you guys.
So excited. Oh, this is the one I've been looking forward to. I'm not going to lie.
So
yeah, me too.
Because like I've been replaying Sims 1 and I'm just like, 1, 2. It's fine.
I just want to talk about Veronaville and Sims 2. Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
The drama.
I love
the flair.
The drama. So much drama. Okay. So also, if you want to talk to us, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at PlumbobCast. You can find us on Reddit like Not So Secret Snow Bunny did, which is Plumbob Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Tumblr at Under the Plumbob Podcast. Or you can just go to our website, undertheplumbob.com, and find all of those links. You can also email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Twitch and YouTube, as you can tell from Lois Patton. We're Under the Plumbob Podcast. So you can, and also please rate, review, subscribe on Apple, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora. We're on Pandora now. So that's fun. So do all that. Please do.
And they didn't tell us either.
Oh!
We requested to be on Pandora. We submitted all our information, all our numbers, everything. Months went by. And then all of a sudden, I think Roxy just was like, oh, we're on Pandora. Nobody wrote us back. Nobody told us. We just were on Pandora one day. So
it's very random.
You're welcome.
So there you go.
Fair enough.
If you really like us and you're just like, I want more time with the Under the Plumbob peeps, well, go to our Patreon. You can find us on Patreon. Patreon. Thank you. You can find us on there as Under the Plumbob Podcast. And if you do happen to donate to one of the two, even the bottom tier, which is a doll hair, a month, then you get part of our Discord channel. Boop, boop, boop. So that means you can talk to us all the time. Literally. There are challenges in there. There is episode discussion. And if you are one of the top 2 tiers, then you get bonus episodes. We did a whole thing on Wicked Whims. That was a lot. we're
a lot of energy. There was a lot of energy in that episode.
We're doing a part 2.
I still have to listen to that one. It's on my list.
We're doing a part 2 soon, and that'll be fun as well. And then there's also a bloopers episode, which is really funny too. So yeah, and then we also have merch. So you can find the link to our merch as well on pretty much all of our social medias. But we have mugs and bags and all kinds of stuff. So go and support the Plumbob Podcast because we are here for you. So spread the love, guys. Spread it out. Yeah. So spread
all over you. No, never mind. This isn't the After Dark segment.
No, it's not. So we want to say thanks. Thanks to pretty much all of the Building Sims YouTubers, because that's what we looked at. Thank you, Carl. I thank you every episode that I'm on, Carl, but this one really actually means thank you because we did actually use your shit this time. The Sims community, Sims VIP, all kinds of peeps.
Lil Simsy, James Turner. Yeah, very helpful videos. Emerald.
And
Kate Emerald. For sure.
Marissa, your thank you.
Thanks, Tim. I'm gonna be creepy with that every time.
Every time,
so
like your roll calls.
So sorry.
Nice.
But honestly, thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Julia, for coming to Team Hydrate.
Thank you for having me. It was amazing.
It was a blast. I really do.
Yeah, we know so much more about building now. But in case you're not sure. You can still check out those videos that we mentioned. That's the basic building tutorial. The Sims 4 Builder's Bible series by Little Simsy. There's a step-by-step house tutorial. Sims 4 How to Build a House by Eliandra. There's the Sims 4 How to Build Cheats, Tricks, and Tips by James Turner. And the Sims 4 House Building Tutorial for Beginners by Simarchy, whatever. Those are the 4 I think we use the most.
Yeah. So go build away. If you do try out some of the tips and tricks, please tag us on your builds on the gallery. If you build a really cool garden for my witchy sim,
and the she shed,
tag that as well. If you build a she shed.
Oh my gosh, tag us in your she sheds.
Please tag us in your she sheds.
Yes. Okay. No, that's it. That's our next challenge. We all have to build she sheds.
Okay, yes. I'm down. I'm so down for that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So tag us in your she sheds, y'all.
And look, I'm gonna look up the hashtag she shed. So SHESHED. Do that. I mean, of course, still do Under the Plumbob or Plumbob Cast. Yep. But oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited about she sheds. Okay, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Okay. Anything else, guys? Any final thoughts?
So many thoughts. So little time.
So many thoughts.
Finish your she sheds. Look up these awesome YouTubers. Look up Sims Community, Sims Online, Carl's Guide, and Sims VIP. Shout them out. Love them. Love you, boo. Keeping the Sims community together, one article at a time. Let's be real. We're all different garbage fires or dumpster fires at some point, so you guys keep us together.
You're all dumpster fires. Okay. I think that's it. So, in typical guest host fashion, Julia, would you like to do our send-off?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. And now, back to the real world.
Okay, bye!
Bye!
Buddies. Dag dag.